Listen vision. DC's #1 recording studio.
Hello. Welcome to the Swerv Show.
What's up, folks?
Bam! All right. You can move in closer, Racine. How you doing? Welcome. We have a packed show. Thank you for joining us. We've got our editor at large, Yarde Noir, in the house. In green, like he said.
Yes, I did.
And then we've got the legendary Racine Pendarvis.
Hi. Hello, everyone. Salutations.
Notice our T-shirts. We're wearing signature T-shirts.
Yes, my signature T-shirt, HRC.
Resist. Showing some love to HRC. So we got a packed show, and we have a very special guest joining us this evening. We've got Shannon Garcon from the House of Garcon, and we're going to be talking about the house ball scene. So we look forward to that. So let's get into it.
Hi, Albert. Hi, everybody in Facebook Live. We love you.
And if you're watching, please share.
Please like and share.
Like and share. Tell people like and share.
We're not doing check-ins
you out.
today?
Yeah, we are going to do check-ins. We are going to do check-ins. But before we do check-ins, I want to show the cover for the May-June issue. We're featuring Mustang.
I haven't received that yet.
It's in the mail to you. It's being distributed.
I can't wait. Hi, Tony Nelson. Our co-host Tony Nelson is checking in.
You're screaming over us. Okay.
That's because I have a loud.
All right. And we got a cover feature on Mustang, and he's a former adult film star, and it's a great story. You know, he's doing a lot of other things outside of that. And then we also have a Q&A with Chad Griffin from HRC, and of course we've got Racine's column. What is it called? It's There Goes the Neighborhood.
There Goes the
Talks
Neighborhood.
about the gentrification of the neighborhood. So it's a really good issue. I hope everyone enjoys it. And we've got a Dodie talking about their retreat as well. So anyway, let's do check-in. So who wants to go first?
You want to go?
Racine, how are you? We're going to go
wonderful.
fast.
Okay, move fast. I have a lot of things going on. I'd like to invite everybody to the Ask Racine show, the next one.
And when is that?
It's Wednesday, June 6, 2018 at HRC. It's free for us and about us. It's our comedy LGBT festival, kind of special. So come out.
What's the topic?
It's a comedy special, LGBT comedy special with improv imps. It's all LGBT comedians, stand-up comedians.
Is it open mic? Can I go up and tell my dirty jokes?
No, you cannot. It's full. So let me tell you what else is going on. I'm also, I'll be hosting next week as a part of the DC Centers, taking the stage, taking a stand at Busboys and Poets. That is Thursday, May 16th.
Okay.
No, that's Wednesday, May 16th.
Wednesday, May 16th.
And it's free. It starts at 6 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. It is a celebration of LGBT poets, artists, as they take the stand, using their voices against violence in the LGBT community. Mm-hmm. Along with Team Racine is partnered up with May is Trans Month. And
we're participating in that. Remember we had Savannah on the show?
We did.
So.
Yes, we love you, Savannah.
We will all be with Savannah on the 18th.
Right.
We're coming out to support her all during the month of May. It is May Trans Month, so we're celebrating our trans community. And also, I will be doing a singles trans mixer at Shaw Library. That's Thursday, May 17th at 6 p.m. and it's free.
Can we just go to your website and it tells us all the things that you're doing?
Yes, you could.
What's your website?
It's Ask Racine. Follow me at Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. And if you follow the Ask Racine show, all of that.
Funny
okay, all right, stop. Okay, all right, go ahead, Yarde. Check in with you.
Hold on.
This is what
Hold on 1 second. Hold on 1 second, now.
Come on, y'all. Come on.
For everybody out there, please watch it. Please understand that it is amazing to me whenever whenever Racine talks about her social media, because for years we have been trying to get her on social media.
It took us a minute to get Racine
and
on social
baby,
media, right.
when she came through, she came through.
Gotcha.
So,
All right,
anyway,
come on.
All right, so it will be official next Tuesday. We've been talking about it. My swearing in happens next Tuesday. So yay, I'm super excited about that.
Great. Go ahead. Come on. Keep going.
Everybody, I'm wearing green. Again, I'll be wearing green the whole month of May. This is Mental Health Awareness Month, and so I will be wearing green all month. She got jokes. And also, too, I want to send a special birthday shout-out to Melanie Daniels-Walker. That's my
Melanie,
sister,
that's
my
the
homie.
vocalist.
Today is her birthday, so shout-out to Melanie Daniels-Walker. Happy birthday. I love you to
she's an
pieces.
incredible artist.
Yeah, Melody's a
phenomenal.
great
She's a
artist.
legend.
Please
Okay.
follow her on social media.
Okay, so
Hi, Lorenzo. Hi, Harry.
we're going to get into it real quickly. So there's one thing I want to keep on the radar of everyone. That is the gubernatorial primary in Atlanta, and because Stacey Abrams is running for governor of Georgia, and so that's May 22nd. Everyone, get out and vote. That's everyone. We called everyone out in Atlanta already, and all the black folks and everyone that's progressive to get out and support this young lady. So anyway, so let's move to
Please vote, because if you don't,
shade. Right, you're throwing
shade.
shade. So let's
thank you, Miss Chocolate, for this lovely fan.
let's move to the hot seat. Since you got a nice green shirt, I'm gonna call it the hot seat.
Okay.
So, is it Childish Gambino video?
Woo! Wait a minute.
Baby,
This is America.
this is America.
So let me just say,
It's brilliant.
it's brilliant. It's disturbing at the same time. But let me say this: I had not seen the video, and I saw him perform the song on
Saturday Night Live.
and I was like, "What the
the
hell
hell?
is going on with these 5 kids dancing around you and
But
you
you need
joking
to see the
around?"
context of the video.
I know, so I said, "Ooh, there's some good drugs in this, baby," because that kid, I didn't know what that was until I
I'm
saw
so
the
pretty.
video. Now I've seen the video about 10 times. So what are your thoughts?
It's amazing. It has so many subliminal messages in it. I mean,
first
all
time
the way through.
So
there's
what
subliminal messages.
what is the root message that you each pulled from it?
That black men are being killed at alarming rates, and this is America, and nobody's standing up saying anything about it. That's what I took away.
There's a couple of things that I got from it.
Police,
One,
brutality, a whole lot of stuff.
One we talked about. He talks about this. This is America. Again, black men are being killed, or black folk are being killed by police officers or by guns, and no one cares. People are being shot up. It doesn't matter if you're in church or not. We are running around, and a lot of the people in the community are just having parties. They're just living life, and nobody really cares anymore. And if another person gets shot up, we're just like, oh, it happened again.
Well,
and no one is concerned, and nobody's doing anything, and that we are running around pretty much like porch monkeys.
Well. I think the other element I took away from it was that when he talked about himself as an entertainer and how the larger community accepts our entertainment value but doesn't accept our humanity and is willing to kill us. Because you've noticed the issue at the end. I don't know if you noticed at the end when he is running from the white mob. It was sort of like a runaway slave,
And he
and
had
he's frightened.
He had the same face that they had in
Sherrod
Get
had
Out.
Candy.
Right, he sure did. So anyway,
Kiara,
so
and
that's
Michael.
that's a video you need to watch like 20 times, and they need to teach courses
The
on that.
subliminals are amazing.
Yeah.
I've watched it about 20 times, and every
Please.
time I'm watching it, I see something,
It's the small
and I have
things.
another take on it.
Like when he shot up that whole choir, I was not.
Yeah, that was interesting.
But what I
And he
love
shot the guy in the chair. That was just like crazy.
but what I love about it, it does
Hey,
what art
Gemini.
is supposed to do. Art is supposed to
Hey,
make
Kiara
people.
from
So
Georgia.
sometimes
come
art
on.
has the ability to make people uncomfortable, and that's using art at its best to make you uncomfortable, to make you think,
and that's what it's supposed to
and
do.
it's supposed to do that.
So watch it and let's talk about it. Okay. So next we've got RuPaul's Drag On in LA, DragCon. And I don't know if you've ever been to like the Comic-Con and stuff. Those things are huge. And I don't know, she's been doing this for a while, evidently, because it's big in New York. So
It's big in LA too.
everyone's going to be there. I hadn't even heard of it. So the kids out in LA, I'm sure, are going to attend.
The
So
children
anyway.
are getting their life.
Okay, now let's move on. The Met Gala. We've got a couple of images there, Jacob. You see those?
Yes, the Met.
Hold on, let's talk about the theme. Let's go back before
yeah,
we
so-
start talking about. Go back.
Let's talk about the theme. The theme is
okay. So the theme,
you know what? Heavenly bodies.
Heavenly bodies.
Fashion and the Catholic imagination.
Fashion and the Catholic imagination. That was the theme.
Okay,
so
let's show some images.
Now let's drop these pictures. All right.
Now Rihanna, Lord, is the Pope.
She is giving very much.
Maybe
no shade though.
She's just Rihanna.
She
but
destroyed
us the Pope.
But the Pope hat was so sickening because very rare do you see. I don't think we've ever seen a woman in a Pope hat.
Right.
You see
and
what
I think
mean?
Sarah Jessica Parker had
grand
some
prize
of that too.
And so
Rihanna slayed.
Well, there were so many, but Lena, I love that.
The cape.
Rihanna was by Galliano.
Okay. Well,
Lena,
let's keep it moving.
Lena, believe it or not, was Carolina Herrera. I got my entire life. And Janelle Monáe, I have notes. Janelle Monáe was Marc Jacobs.
Okay. We got a couple other images from this.
Oh, Cardi B.
Yeah.
Yes.
That was another grand
That was
prize.
kind of amazing. I like that.
For pregnancy at its best. It was over. The Immaculate Conception. 10,000 stars. I got large.
Boy, the boobs about to pop out of that.
Girl,
thing.
she looked like I did in my 5th month. I lived.
All right, let's move on. We got
Jeremy Scott. That's who that was. With Cardi B.
Katy Perry gets in for these wings.
Was with.
She gets in for the wings.
Can I tell you that I had got my life? People read her, but I had got my.
Oh no, I
life.
get in for the wings.
And this was also Versace.
Oh right.
Versace was on everybody.
I got live.
Who we got? Oh, so that's Kim Kardashian on the left, and then Madonna.
There it is. Okay.
Madonna performed, from what I understand.
And Madonna slayed it for
And I did not care for Madonna's effect.
Suffer.
But we didn't see the performance.
I didn't care for the look.
Who's this in the middle? Who's this in the middle?
For over 50. Suffer.
And that's Sarah Jessica Parker there.
I don't know who hers was by. Zendaya was giving me Joan of Arc. Baby, that effect was everything.
It was grand. And I also like Rita Ora.
And, I am not.
Do we have anybody else? We have some others, don't we? Oh, Chadwick.
Versace.
With the cape. I like it.
It was everything.
Versace.
For men's effect, he slayed it.
Well, the other thing is Chadwick is speaking this Saturday at the commencement. So, and I don't think I'm going. So anyway, that's good. I think we had one more. All right.
Oh,
so
yeah.
I thought that
2 Chainz proposed to his
Yes.
fiance of 8 years, I think.
And 3 babies.
Right. And 3 babies, right. So
3 babies.
Well, long overdue. I know her mother was very happy.
But I don't think they set a date.
And grandma, too.
But I don't think they set a date yet, though. Anyway.
But they've been together forever.
Right. And she's beautiful. She's gorgeous.
she was cute.
And he's wearing Versace.
Okay, fair.
Versace was
And that's a
was turning
fundraiser,
that.
from what I understand, right?
Yeah,
I
it
don't know
is.
what it is.
I
but,
couldn't make it. Something happened.
Couldn't make it?
With wardrobe.
Oh yeah, and by the way, Michael Strayton just talked about it. So people who follow pop culture knows that there has been they've been trying to create a rivalry between Cardi B and Nicki Minaj, and I thought it was so amazing that they actually got a photo of them talking at the Met Gala, and it kind of went viral. So I just want to talk about that. I think that it's amazing, and I think that sometimes our celebrities' fans put them against
PR.
each other.
That's just PR.
Of course,
Okay.
it keeps stuff
Right.
going.
All right, but let's keep it moving. Okay. So we're going to be talking about, with Shannon Garson about what's going on in the ballroom community. And we want to thank Shannon for coming. A couple years ago, I guess it was 2013, it was actually Racine's idea. We did a great cover where we celebrated some of the legends and icons in the ballroom community. And we have a behind the scenes from that cover shoot. So can we run that, Jacob? Thank you.
My name is Yarde Noah. I am the fashion editor and the creative director for Swerv magazine. This project is a tribute to the ballroom community. We've called it Icons and the Legends. The icons of being those who started houses, who were around at the beginning when the ballroom community started.
I've been working there since 1970. So it had a big influence on me growing up, actually. It was a home away from home. Getting the love that you don't get in the streets at home, you get at the ballroom. So it's mother and father, sister and brother. It's a whole family issue going on there.
I was asked to come, and I felt very honored that someone would even think of me after all of this time. So it was a great privilege for me to be here. I'm very glad that I did.
I thought it would be a great experience to bring, a few of the people from our community together and just, have fun, dress up, reminisce about things that we've gone through, things that we're doing, and where our lives are now.
This project, I think, is historic. I don't think any other magazine has devoted a whole issue to a tribute to the ballroom community. When we did this project, we wanted to make sure that it was something that the ballroom community could be completely proud of. Something they could hold on to and say that this was a moment in time that we celebrated who we were.
Well, when the opportunity presented itself, I thought it was such an honor to bring together different houses, old and young, and to have a magazine such as Swerv be able to tell a story about the ball community, past, present, and future, was such a wonderful statement in itself, and given the opportunity to be a part of it, which is a part of my life, and to show that every person who's been a part of this particular shoot has been able to transcend from the ballroom community into activism, fashion, music, the political arena, dance, fashion, and be an advocate in areas of mental health, HIV and wellness, transgender issues, GLBT youth issues, fighting for addiction issues that affect GLBT people. I think it is so important to show that we are just more than what people think we are.
The ballroom community is just leisure and fun, kind of. So when they show your creative side. I decided to be a part of it because Yardy actually messaged me on my Facebook and asked me to do it. I'm like, well, what's a like-minded thing? So why not?
It's a place where people can come and be open with themselves and share their talent and venture sometimes off to their own thing in public. Itself is like big. Even for me to be asked to do this, a part of the icons and the legends that were around the this area era and around the Paris burning, it means a lot because me being a positive role model and then being asked to do this, it just means a lot.
I mean, I've been hugely inspired by the ballroom community ever since RuPaul actually introduced me to, I mean, I knew of Paris is Burning, of course, so like, my history with the ballroom and knowledge of it goes way back to then. And of course, RuPaul and I have worked on several projects, and we reference Paris is Burning pretty constantly. So, I mean, clearly it's inspired me on a lot of different levels, and it's manifested in a lot of my work. What the ballroom community means for me is just the inclusiveness. Like it's like a community that everyone can come together and can be celebrated for who they are and not marginalized. And that's pretty much kind of what I'm all about. As a matter of fact, I have an app that I just put out. I just launched an app, and the whole premise of the app is inclusion and just celebrating your people's differences and stuff. And to me, that's what the ballroom community is. It's just a celebration of self-love and embracing who you are.
So these people are not just people that the ballroom community celebrate, but these are people that we as a community, as a whole, should celebrate because they're making moves and they're making a great example of who we are all together. My name is Yardy Noah. I am the fashion editor and the creative director for Swerv Magazine, a national distributed magazine celebrating the lifestyle and culture of the LGBT community of color.
All right. Wow. That was a great cover. I really, and we'll show the image in a minute.
Wow,
we'll
times have changed.
But I want to give kudos to Racine because it was really Racine's idea to pull folks together.
It was.
And initially we were looking to create multiple covers, but only a few people showed up.
Look.
So
Shame, because I invited a lot of girls and they did not return the phone
and then they
call.
showed up at the event talking about why
they
wasn't
weren't
I
called.
on the cover?
Their name was on the list.
Right, but anyway, we're gonna.
But
keep
they didn't
moving.
pick up the cold call.
Right.
Shade.
So that was a legendary cover, and we revisited the whole ballroom cover concept again a few years later, thanks to the help of Shannon Garcon. So that's what the resulting cover looked like, and it's really an epic sort of cover.
That is
Really,
one of
I
our
love
most.
it.
In fact,
Yeah.
I would say that is our most iconic cover in the history, the 10 years of Swerve Magazine, that was shot on Valentine's Day 2013. I will never, ever forget this day
And we
for
want
the rest of my life.
And give Sage. We want to shout out to Sage.
Sage.
for the styling, and he was the impetus behind reaching out to Michael Ruiz,
Right.
who was the celebrity photographer who shot that complimentary. He didn't charge us for that, and that was
that
really he just
fabulous?
wanted to do it. So anyway, we want to thank Michael for that.
I thought that
We
was
got a very great person with us. We've got the one and only Shannon Garcon from the House of Garcon with us. Hi, Shannon.
Thank you, guys.
Hey,
Shannon.
Thank you.
Speaking to the microphone.
Thank you. Thank you,
Shannon.
guys.
Welcome. And he informed me that he is a ballroom icon, not a legend. You have to tell me what the difference is sometime, but
Tell him,
we'll
please.
work with that. We'll work with that.
Ooh, it's
so,
hot up in here.
so with your help, we did a cover story on sort of update the ballroom community. You have that image, Jacob, from 2016. There it is.
Yeah.
Where you had and who do we have here?
Okay, on the top right, we have now legend Dante Balenciaga.
Love him.
Oh, that's okay.
Also, we have another legend now, who's a legend now. Boy, what's his? Why can't I think of his name now?
Okay.
Exotic Muglia. Then we have right under a trans man. That is Rashad. Okay,
Oh,
I'm getting
Rashad,
nervous.
that's
Rashad
right.
Garçon.
Rashad.
Then we got Riri Garçon, who's now in Tyler Perry's new movies, two of them.
Is she?
Yes.
I didn't know that. Okay.
And then we have Fresh, who at that time was an Ebony, but now is a Lon Van.
That's the one with the locks, right?
Right, the locks.
Ooh,
and
I loved every one of his pictures.
yeah, that was good eye candy. And onto the last one is Smiles Milan, who's now Father Smile Milan in Atlanta.
All right.
Wow.
And that was a great issue. It really was. That was a
wonderful
great
cover.
issue.
In fact, we used that for the
So
mini
thank you
ball.
for sharing that with us. So tell us what's going on in the ballroom community. What's happening right now? And we've got some things we're going to talk about, but what's happening right now?
There is a lot going on in the ballroom community, but the biggest thing right now is overseas.
Right.
Come on, talk to the
International,
mic.
they
Okay.
are going crazy overseas. Ballroom is big. The American kids are going overseas, and the European kids are coming here.
Really?
Every house has a branch overseas.
Mm-hmm.
And the big thing, the surprising thing, is overseas, a lot of straight women compete.
Really?
Yeah.
What's the? I mean, how did that come about? What caused that to happen? Why the international appeal?
Well, I think the international appeal because of those movies that have been going on that they watch over here. Paris is Burning. They like everything nostalgic. And then some of the newer kids from this generation have gone over there. Jack has been instrumental in going over there. Jack Mizrahi.
Oh, okay.
Twiggy and them, they did outreach and stuff like that. But one of the big moments I remember, a couple of years ago, maybe 4 years ago, Fergie did a free ball.
Oh,
And-
really?
yeah. And I think it was Austria or Czech, and she flew all the kids over there. It was right in his
Wow.
ball.
Get
and ever
out.
since then, everything took off.
Okay.
Interesting. So we've got. I know there's a big television series coming up called Pose, and we've got the trailer. Let's show the trailer, and then we'll talk about it and come back.
Focus, children. It is time we remind the world who we are. Jackpot. Mother, what do we take? Everything.
The category is royalty.
How does someone as talented as you wind up dancing for a whole bunch of junkies?
I want to be a star.
You ever consider joining a house?
What do you mean?
Well, a house is a family you get to choose.
I have bigger dreams of performing at some ball.
I have nowhere else to go.
Come in.
It's that white boy again. Is this your first time doing something like this?
Whispering love.
Yes.
What exactly is a ball?
Balls are a gathering of people who are not welcome to gather anywhere else.
Darling, the champagne is burnt.
This is what it's like to be a person at the top of the rainbow room.
What's better, the dream or the reality?
The reality.
What do you want out of life?
I want to be treated like any other woman. That's my dream.
You are our secret weapon.
And that is how you do a ball.
All right, so man, that looks amazing. So we're gonna keep our eye out for that on June 3rd. You know, I'm so glad that Billy Porter is in that.
Everybody who knows me knows that I adore
We should have a viewing party.
Billy Porter. I just adore Billy Porter.
A viewing party would be fun, and then Dominique Tara
Milan,
who we featured quite a bit, is in that. So I'm hoping that's going to make her a star. I envision she's the new Laverne Cox. I put that out there.
and she looks elegant and regal.
Absolutely,
Always.
absolutely.
Always.
So what's been the talk about this series?
So I think everyone's excited about it
Okay.
because this is, whenever the ballroom's
talk
out in the
about
front,
it.
we're excited about it. But I think one of the concerns is, are we going to get enough face time? Is this really going to be about the ballroom? Is it going to be authentic, or is it just going to be a backdrop of the ballroom and focus on the two white leads?
Right, and I heard some of the critics talked about that. Now, the individuals that are portraying the representatives from the ball community, are they actual people who are members of the ballroom community? Or are they just actors?
Some of them I've seen, one or two I've seen in there. Tyra, of course.
Outside of Tyra.
I've seen
Some
the
people
ballroom.
on Facebook said, please have a viewing party. Robert, Will.
We'll love to do it. As long as they're willing to co-sponsor it. Viewing party can be done.
I think
Or maybe cook some gumbo.
Somebody can open up their home.
Shannon said he's cooking gumbo.
I need some of this gumbo.
So I mean, this is a big production that FX is putting on.
Yeah,
are they working in tandem with the community to promote it inside the community and utilizing the talents within it?
Yeah, and they are. And some of the consultants I know, Michael Robeson, Michael Milan, is ex-Milan
Saul
now.
Pendarvis,
Saul
Freddie
Pendarvis,
Pendarvis.
Twiggy Garson. I know these people have been consulting. So I'm hoping they hold the producers
accountable.
Were you not consulted?
Hold
No.
that thought.
Yeah,
Will
you get
said
certain
he will
age they don't
open up
want
his
us.
house for a viewing party. Will Steen.
Okay.
/ Will Pendarvis.
But not to the world, but
we will put together. We will put that together and get back to
Okay.
the Radio Swerve family.
Gotcha.
And it'll be a few invites only.
Right. Excuse me. Go ahead.
Yeah, so we're hoping they keep it real.
Right.
That's what they're consultants. So we won't know until it's actually aired.
And that's what I said. We'll hold judgment until it.
then we can talk about it.
Now, Racine, you had shared something with me earlier. Were you not consulted or
Actually,
called?
I received an email and I received a call, and unfortunately, it could my scheduling, because I'm one of my mother's caretakers. I just couldn't do it.
So that means there's something else planned for you.
Yeah, something else planned for me. My own series.
Because we were going to get 35% anyway. But then, let's go keep it moving.
And actually, speaking of a wonderful, Saul is honoring, I do believe, Ryan Murphy at the Love Ball. So I think, and the Love Ball is free this year. So
the Love Ball, or is that the
latex ball?
The latex ball.
Right, the latex ball.
I know it is the Love Ball.
Right, the latex ball.
Okay, so there's another series on Vice, and this is more of a reality show called My House. And we have a clip of that. Can we show that, Jacob?
Ballroom is helping me break barriers. I remember skipping school to know what the culture was about.
I didn't have no male role models. Ballroom filled that void of family.
My gender, my sexuality, my talent speaks for itself. I see myself as a household name, as a legend.
New York City, you wanted a ball, but for you to get the validation and the respect, you must walk.
Ballroom can knock you down. You have to stay on your A game.
They will chop you. Thank you, girl. Bye, Felicia.
What happened? Wait, security! Just get him out of here.
Realness, spoken with a twist. These are the girls that goes like this. Cameras, light, 1, 2, 3. I am the girl that comes for me. You can dream big in ballroom, but any bitch can be replaced. Anybody.
Viceland, you're getting this right.
All right, that looks great, and I think that airs on Wednesdays. So, and Shannon, you were in the episode that I saw.
Briefly.
Is it every Wednesday?
You made it every Wednesday on Viceland
Where's
Network.
Viceland at?
It's one of the cable networks. It's on your cable channel.
You have to purchase that one?
No, I don't think you have to purchase it. Right? Yeah.
Oh,
and that looks like more of.
It's more authentic.
Right.
Yeah,
it does look more.
And
it's
they
not
went
scripted.
They went right into the Lions Den with that.
Right. Now, is there talk in the community about these series?
People are talking about it. I think Vice is a little more talked about because Vice is coming to us and doing it in real time, and we're able to touch it and see and participate. That whereas Pose with FX, that's just kind of stage. That's a time.
And they just pulled from
So they created a ballroom scene and then put.
And it looks like they kind of Hollywoodized it a little bit.
I
make it a little more
say,
absolutely.
I think it's what I see, and I really want to say this and stress this: the importance of the fact that the ballroom community is being celebrated.
Yes.
I pray, and to the young people, the new millennials, please understand the importance of honoring those such as Crystal, such as Avis, such as Dorian, such as Paris, such as Pepper, that every time that you are given an opportunity to talk about our community, it's important that we honor those who open the door first.
Well, that being said, for those that may not be familiar or as familiar with the ballroom community, what is the ballroom community? What is it? Is the house? What is a ball house? What is that?
In the simplistic terms, it's a family. It's a surrogate family. For those at one point who were disenfranchised, but now ballroom families covers so many walks of life, income brackets, everything. So it's no longer the outcasts that it was back in the 80s. But to piggyback to what Racine said, Crystal and Paris is Burning, I think people still see that.
Right, and that's a classic. Paris is Burning is a classic, right? Now, and there are houses all over. I mean, it used to just be a New York-based thing, I would imagine, but now
not really. There were houses here.
Oh, that's right. That's right. But there are houses all over the world now, right? Right.
All over.
Who are some of the sort of signature houses?
So I would say the big houses, and they all have international members: Ebony, Balenciaga, Mugler, Revlon, Cannes, Garçon. Let's see, Lanvin.
Okay.
La Beja, and I think La Beja is big overseas, and Magnifique is good big overseas.
They still holding it down. Pendarvis we've gone into activism and pageantry, so we've taken it into another direction.
And so, and I know a lot of pop culture pulls from it. Of course, the story of Madonna pulling the whole Vogue thing. I know that's been done, but I mean,
cultural appropriation.
So what? And I know there's some talk around that. You had sent me an article around the colonization of the culture, the ballroom culture. Right. What's the thought on that?
Well, the thought is, people are watching. With this generation, we're watching to see what they're doing with Pose and with Vice, and I think they're a little more authentic. I think previously they hijacked it. People love Madonna, but she hijacked Vogue.
Right. And people don't know that actually the first voguing music video, to my understanding, if I remember, was Liz Torres had the first.
Oh, okay.
Liz Torres has the first voguing video, then Queen Latifah.
No, Jodie Watley before Queen Latifah.
Oh, yeah, then Jodie.
Oh, I remember Jodie.
Jodie Watley.
Jody's right.
So those were like the first 3 videos, and then it became Malcolm McClary. And
I remember that. I remember Malcolm McClary, right?
Those were like if we're going to pick the first top 5, and even in Diana Ross, this house. Remember all the children were voguing in that video?
At the tunnel.
Oh yeah,
and was it Paradise or this house? No, it was Paradise.
But she had to be right. But that was at the tunnel.
Yeah, at the tunnel, the kids were voguing.
So ballroom culture has been a part of pop culture, throughout.
It's
throughout.
been
Sounds
for
like.
a long time. It's been the underlying.
So let's talk about. There were a couple of sort of, I guess, hot activities and hot personalities within the community you wanted to talk about. I think it was Barry
Blahnik.
Right.
Before you say that, can I just interject? Someone on Facebook Live said the Vice is on channel 116 on Comcast.
Okay.
But
where is that?
That's in DC.
Right, that's in DC, right.
Yeah, that's Antonio.
Vice is all over the country, right. So check it out. That's on Wednesdays, I think 10:30. So that's Barry Blahnik. Who is he?
Barry Blahnik walks American Runway. He's from the House of Blahnik. And this was last month at the Back to Bases Ball in Louisville,
And
Kentucky.
what category was this?
This was American Runway.
Okay.
And
what's the category calling for?
It kind of the Joker thing.
Okay.
Kind of changed, but your twist on it.
Yeah.
And so his runway, what I thought was like Eden. I thought this guy was like definitely chewed it to bring it the way it needs to be brought. And he did it with a masculine way with just a touch of a little feminine.
Okay. Did he win?
He did win.
Okay.
He won. So that's what matters.
Someone said in Facebook said, "Is that you, Yarday?" Yes, that is Yarday.
Yes, Tavares. That is the amazing author Tavares. Yes, it's me, Tavares.
All right. So we got a clip of Annie Kahn I wanted to show. Do we have that, Jacob? Okay. Oh wow! Now who is Annie Khan? Who's Annie Khan?
Annie is she walks female Vogue.
Right?
She walks female Vogue. She's a real woman, biological woman by birth.
Female Vogue.
Right, and she's from Russia.
Wow.
Right.
Okay.
So she's from Russia. She lives in New York. She
Fierce.
moved to New York. She caught the ballroom fever overseas and came to New York.
And so someone did she learn how to do that? I mean, are there courses? Are there training to learn how to do that?
But can I say this to add to that? There are two amazing lights. Speaking of women, Monique Ebony and Kia LaBeija, who are two incredible women who take female Vogue to a whole nother level. Kia was in The Wiz on NBC Live.
NBC, I remember they
and
incorporated,
Monique
right.
was also on several other programs as well, and they also teach it across the country and all over the world. But speaking of our women who holding it down, these are two amazing women in the community.
So I mean, ballroom is extended. It's got tentacles all over
Naomi,
the world.
who we actually featured, she's been trying. I follow her. She travels back and forth to Japan.
Oh, wow.
And other places. She's been to Switzerland, I think.
Right. I think all Arturo Mugler, all of them. Great Evisu, they all travel overseas, and these places are packed.
Wow.
You know, these
so
women come out.
Are they making money at this? Are folks getting compensated
I hope
appropriately?
I hope they are.
For all this entertainment
they
they're providing?
They are. I mean, it's a part of something. The good thing about it, that there are sponsorships and grants, and people are sponsoring them, and companies are sponsoring and flying them over and paying them and bringing them in, which is amazing. So I think it's a nice piece of chunk. I did get a little invitation, but unfortunately, I'm booked.
Your rates need to go up. So is there an authentic appreciation within Black mainstream culture and also in Black LGBT culture around the ballroom scene?
I think now it is. Before it wasn't. You know, we were the outcasts, but now, and I hate to say it, I feel that since white America has kind of opened their arms a little bit, now blacks
that happens.
Yeah, and then now we're like saying, oh yeah, we knew about this. Yeah. So, but I think now people are seeing the value.
That's interesting because I noticed there's a ball everywhere I go at all the prides.
Everywhere.
Everyone's hosting a ball, and not everyone goes though. I noticed that.
Yeah, not us. We don't go, but you know, a lot of white Americans come.
I remember when I first hit the scene. Very first ball.
Long
many moons
time ago.
Shade, right?
Shade.
We need a fan.
I was a Pendarvis.
Shade.
Really?
Yeah, you were. The shade of it all. But I remember when I first hit the scene in 1968.
I wasn't even born.
Suffer. But the balls were only held 4 times a year. There were 4 balls a year. And there were four. Only 4.
Well, you know, I think that happens. I mean, it's the same thing with pageantry. In the world of pageantry, there were only top 5 major pageants, and now it's like there's a pageant every other.
So how many balls are there now? Are there like countless?
No, countless. There's one every weekend.
Right.
Wow.
So you have to
every
understand
weekend.
there are bigger balls, which when I say 4 balls, those were 4 big balls. But then they had like mini balls, kiki balls.
We have those too.
That prepared you to get ready to walk. Because like at one point, everybody wanted to walk Avis's ball. You had to walk Pepper's ball, Dorian's ball, and Paris' ball. If you wanted any of those, you were deemed on the scene.
Okay.
And it was great. It was something. In fact, oh my God, it was something like it was winning Olympics.
Gotcha. Now, there's cash prizes, obviously, that go along with this, right?
Yeah, and like as Rachel said, there are different size of balls. You know, you have I call it the A-list balls, and then you have the Chitlin circuit.
Gotcha.
You know, so
the Chitlin circuit. So, because you know, the balls I've been to, my first ball I went to many moons ago, I said, This is just a cabaret, just a cabaret with gay folks. You know how a cabaret is? You get a table, you provide. It was a similar concept, but with a little extra.
A whole lot extra.
A lot extra. Anyway, so we got another clip. So from Philly Black Pride, the face. Can we run the face category? Okay, so Shannon, you wanted to make a comment about this.
Yeah, so at these balls, they have open to all. Open to all, everybody completes. Open to all. And I do think, and I must admit, that the female figure that won is in my house, and she battled a very handsome prodigy.
Oh, they were both beautiful. They were both
delicious.
beautiful.
He's definitely. But
you said delicious.
He was delicious. He was delicious.
He looked delicious.
He was delicious. He was real delicious. But I don't think it's fair that a male should battle a female.
Okay.
For face, because it's two standards of beauty.
Right, it is.
Right,
it is two and you look at a woman, you look for different things, and you look at a man. So I'm a kind of guess. I'm glad you won, but I do like men to battle separately opposed to women.
I'm with you. In my day, which I'm speaking from the old way,
long 60s, time ago.
60s. So I do like the one category I think which is really good is best dressed spectator. I do like that.
Oh, best dressed spectator.
I enjoy that.
Okay.
I think that's a category where everybody can have really fun. But I don't like when the women do battle the men because I think it's unfair. But I remember how Face used to be dark and lovely, light and lovely.
Right. Yeah.
And it was
dark and lovely,
up,
light and lovely.
Yes, and it was broken down
the
in
paper
three
bag
categories.
Test was
Because the kids would be so fabulous and striking that you couldn't put. And unfortunately, we're a little stigmatized. And let's be clear, back then,
light was better.
Light was very better, and they would give it to the dark kids. I mean, at one point that coming to New York. It was all the light-skinned children, and it was the Latin girls, especially when it came to Femme Queen Face. It was over. And it wasn't nobody coming through slaying it until the DC girls came and slayed it. That Puffy Ebony, Tracy Ebony, Monica Lure.
Tracy Ebony, okay.
And all of the girls, when they came through, it was a different kind of breed because they brought a whole nother different flavor. And the Philly girls, Tanya, and all of them, Tanya and Miss Kelly Cole, that's going back further. But when they had and I think every kind of city has its own kind of realness, and it's from Banshee to super high fashion to Florida Evans. So it's all in between. But and that's realness.
But is New York still the hub of the community?
I think New York is always going to be the capital and the birthplace. However, there are other cities that, and not because of the lack of interest, but because the cost to throw these events.
But even like if you look at pageantry in our community is big in the South.
Right. Well, and to speak.
So I would imagine that the ballroom scene would be big in the South as well.
Well, it'll be big. The categories change from region to region. Perfect example. You in New York, you have best dress, which is pretty commonplace. But if you go to South Texas, they'll have gowns.
Oh, okay.
And so the ladies would be in gowns because of pageant.
Yeah. And then I remember out from the South, there was a category called church realness. When the kids would come like church realness, and then it clicked on with China, Pendarvis, and all of them. They would come with presentations in DC. They would have the casket, the church lady hat, and then it was
not
church
the casket,
lady versus
not the
funeral.
casket.
Well, we're not gonna do church lady no more.
Well,
not too much church.
But I think
like buns and stuff.
But
I think
bridal.
I think the thing that I love about the ballroom scene, which is the same thing that I love about the pageantry world. Everybody knows I'm a pageant boy. Racine's in Swerve family. Well, you're here. Blessed. Well, welcome. He's in the family. But what I enjoy about these kind of competitions and pageantry and is that you get a chance to see the creativity
there's
of our
so much
community come together. And
so much innovation. So much
from
innovation.
different parts of the country and sometimes the world, you get to see them in one place and see people bring their best. And it's always interesting. And I think, and I'm almost sure if you are in the pageant world, I know that when you sit backstage or get prepared to go and you see what hits the floor, it is something that you take home. Every opportunity is a learning experience.
But you know what I found?
Before
we got another clip we're going to show.
Yeah, before we get. I like to say what I did like about love about the ballroom is when it came to having a place that all colors came in a profile. I remember one time when there was the Heidi Mizrahi was from D.C. and she was a lovely Caucasian girl that would turn it, and then she was phenomenal. And then you had Osumi. Was it Osumi that was she was in the House of I do believe she was at Extravaganza, I think, but she was from Tokyo. And this was like in the 80s. So this was like, they wasn't seen, but what I liked about it, you could see Asian, Hispanic, Latin American, and it was women and men. I remember even when Phyllis Hyman, they brought Phyllis Hyman to a ball, and they brought LL Cool J to a ball.
I'm sure.
In the earlier days,
right.
And it was amazing. But let me say this before we go to the clip. Today, we lost an amazing light in the community. And speaking of ballroom, her name was Nichelle Hughes, but she was known as Miss Taxi Continental. She was one of the founding members of the House of Continental, and she passed today.
Oh, wow.
So we honor you, and we will never forget you, and your light will continue to shine. So we love you, Miss Taxi. God bless you.
All right. Shout out. Okay. Well, we got another clip we want to show from Philly Black Pride of Patrick Balenciaga. Do we have that clip? Wow. Okay, so that's Patrick Balenciaga?
Yeah, that's Patrick Balenciaga.
So who is Patrick Balenciaga?
So Patrick is somebody, when I was thinking about Yehuda focus on tonight, somebody who's not new in the scene but been around, but starting to come into their stardom. Okay. And he's up and coming, and I think he brings a uniqueness to that competition, to that form of dance, the playfulness and the stretch and everything. And he's good. You know, he started off in the Kiki scene.
Oh, okay.
And so what is the Kiki scene? What is that?
If I start talking about the Kiki
you're
scene,
talking about these terms. You're throwing these terms out.
Be nice.
Who the hell knows what the Kiki scene?
I do think it's important.
I respect the Kiki scene.
I'll take it.
I respect the Kiki scene.
We got a couple minutes, but
Kiki scene is like a preliminary to the pageantry.
Right. I don't want because I want everybody to give me hate mail saying so and so.
It's the starter. It's the ballroom starter.
It's less. How can I say less confrontational than the main ballroom scene.
Okay, so it's more fun and
right. I would say that's
it's where you get your training with.
That's why I look at it. You go to Kiki.
Okay.
And and there's some good talent there, and he's one of them that came out of the Kiki scene. Okay. He's definitely a star.
I like to say shout out to Casa Ruby that has these amazing Kiki balls every Friday night.
She's doing Casa Ruby. They're doing. I didn't know that.
Kiki balls, and they always post them on Instagram.
Okay,
and they are Kikis. And what I like about it is those young people are really. It's a wonderful place, and it's an amazing space for young people to come, who most of the time, who at one point were literally homeless on the streets, but now they have somewhere to come and a space and honor and celebrate, and prepares them for other vehicles in their life, because they sit down, we talk, we engage, and we talk about what do you want to do with your life outside of the ballroom. So they give them a lot of encouraging on let's go here, let's do this, and how to prepare yourself for the future.
And that's what Shannon talked about, the extended family.
Yes.
Right. And I know there's a lot of work being done around HIV and AIDS within the ballroom community. You want to talk about that at all?
So the big thing, a lot of houses in the community, they on this give back approach. Mm-hmm. Especially when we came out in the 80s, HIV hit us hard. and we didn't get a
Say
chance.
that again.
Yeah, it hit us hard. We lost a lot of friends, family during that crisis in the 80s. But now, this generation, they took it by, the steering wheel, and they're educating, they're going out there, and they're delivering a message that it's a chronic disease, and we can get back, we can manage this, and, we can change our behavior. And I got to commend that, generation for doing that work.
Great. Now, is there now I know we've had this talk, is there like a governing body of, is there some structure to the houses?
To the houses or to the community?
To the community. I mean, to
the
ballroom
community.
Yeah, to the community as a whole.
Every region has an alliance.
Okay.
Now, in the back in the day, we didn't have alliances. Pretty much, there was only a couple of balls. So every region has an alliance that's represented by the houses within that region.
Gotcha.
So
region
within
not
that region,
state, region.
Right? Because some could be a state. New York is state. DC is a region.
Mm-hmm.
Because we do DC, Virginia, and Maryland. So that's what it depends on, and each alliance depends on what houses are there.
Now, is there an election? Right, like
No.
who determines who's president, who's vice
No,
president?
we don't do.
They don't do that.
No. We get there and we alliance, and usually it's the elders of the community now in the ballroom scene, or in that elder.
Is that you, Racine?
I am an elder. I'm a proud AAR card team member.
I'm not far behind you, but
let me say this too. Also, I think what's amazing is people, the speaking to the power of using your strength and arranging things like Outreach LA. In LA, and how they have a conference and bring in all the ballroom children. They have a 3-day conference.
Oh, is that the one that you went out and spoke to?
And I went, and they flew me out one year. They flew Shannon out. Shannon went one year, and it's an all 3-day educational event that the climax is a ball on that Sunday night.
Yeah.
But we go in and do some workshops from 8 o'clock in the morning to
all
5
that.
o'clock in the evening.
And Dallas does that.
So do the houses work together? I mean, do they not just come together to compete with one another?
No, I would say now, for a moment there was a period of strife.
Okay.
And competition, but now I think most of the houses, and I see it now, they're working together for a common good. That doesn't mean that there aren't outbreaks, small outbreaks. Emotions
Look at
get on
what
high.
the amazing work what Twiggy is doing.
Right, and
coming up with the ad campaigns.
Twiggy's doing. Is Twiggy still working with the homeless?
Yes, Twiggy's working with Cindy Lauper of her group True Colors.
True Colors. That's
Can
right.
you elaborate?
And Luna
for
Khan.
those, because we have people like my aunt is on here, and I know.
And
she
Twiggy has a documentary out because we did a
Hey,
little
Robin.
something on
I'm
what was that
Robin.
called? Kiki, right? Kiki, which is a great documentary. It really is because they showed it last year at DC Black Pride.
They did.
Yeah. So Twiggy's my daughter.
Okay.
That's my right arm.
Shout out to Twiggy Garcon.
So I have to, sit there. But all houses are doing this. I can't say there's all the houses are doing this. I think now in social media with YouTube, everything is there in real time, and no one wants to be seen in a bad light.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So everybody wants to do something good.
So what's the future? What's the future for you as well in the ballroom community? So
Donnell.
what is your status with the House of Garcon? Are you?
I'm the founder.
You're the founder. Okay. Wow.
And-
Where'd the name come from?
We went through a whole list of names. Me and Whitney.
5 minutes? Okay, 5 minutes.
We went through a whole list of names, and we sat there, and there were a whole bunch of names, and looking at Whitney, I had to say the name and see how it sounded.
Shout out to Whitney.
And that's my best friend, so that's how.
Hey,
that's
Whitney.
So I have to know how does it sound, Whitney Garcon.
Hey, we've
Whitney
actually had Whitney on the cover.
Whitney was on our
Right, Whitney was on the cover.
On one of our covers.
Right.
And so
Some years back.
we like the way Whitney Garcon. And I was like, you like Garcon? And
Shout out to
I
Christian
like
Perry,
There we
who's
go.
in the studio.
So
sitting in on us.
Isn't that something?
that's how the name came
happens.
up in my
Wow.
living room over some fried chicken.
So as the founder, are you in charge of recruiting? I mean, is there a process? How does someone get elected? There's a couple questions I got with that. And then what's a 007? What's a 007?
This is 007.
Yeah.
Think of ballroom houses. We should say fraternities and sororities, but that's not a good analogy. Right. Let's say sports teams, clubs.
Right.
And so 007 means basically you're a free agent.
You're a free agent.
That's it. You can pick up range.
So can you?
I've actually walked in the ball as
as a free agent.
Really?
007.
So
You're
can
free agent.
you like if you're a Garcon and you can get cherry picked? I mean, are there any rules before you can leave and then go to another house?
No, each house does it differently. My rule for my house is if we induct someone or recruit someone, they need to walk as a 007 first to let the ballroom know they're a free agent and have everybody look at the bidding process, and then we'll take them in.
So it's not like a league where there's like a trading, like where if you offer me more incentive, if I'm gonna,
No, they do that.
Okay, they do.
Houses do that. They'll tell you have a house, I have a house. Someone may say to your member, you know what? If you come over here, I'll give you a position.
Okay. A position. What's that mean? A
You
position?
could be mother DC, you could be mother New York, father here, and people are or they say now, if you come over here, I'll make sure you get your legendary status.
Now, what about the folks that where there's not room for growth in a house? So I can't be queen here, so I need to go start my own.
And they do.
Well, you know what?
That's called shade.
That's
and you know what? And the shade with that is
that's what black churches. That's what happens with black
that
churches.
is the hardest thing to do is to start your own house.
Really?
That is the hardest thing. People think it's easy, but so many people fail.
We couldn't start the house of Swerve. We couldn't decide.
We're not going to do that.
No.
We're not going to do
That's the hardest
that.
thing. I would say good luck.
We're not gonna
That's
do
too much
that.
work.
Really?
And let me say this. This is my little soapbox. It bothers me.
We got 2 minutes.
It bothers me when people will appropriate a culture and they try to. It bothers me. Like, I feel like if you don't understand pageantry, don't sit on the pageantry panel. If you don't understand what they're looking for at a ball, don't sit on a panel. It bothers me because people take their time and their energy and their money to prepare. To show up to compete, and then you got judges who are sitting on panels who don't absolutely know Jack Bo Diddley, and it bothers me. But that's my soapbox.
Oh,
for
you
the
sound
day.
like the legendary Aura Chanel, who reads so
So what's
well.
the next hot ball coming up? Is
that's-
that the latex?
No, we got the hottest balls coming. You have in Chicago the first weekend.
Okay. First weekend of what?
First weekend of June.
Okay. What's that called?
I can't even
Chicago.
think of it.
It's a Chicago Bowl.
Right,
There
it's
you
a
go.
Chicago Bowl. It's owned by Zolai Muglia.
Okay.
So that's in Chicago.
Shout out.
And then you have Ballroom Throwbacks is doing the free ball in New York in July, the end of July.
Okay.
That's gonna be a free ball. It's sponsored by Chipotle and all.
And I hear
that.
some significance thrown around to distinguishing free and not free. What's that about?
Well, free's usually they have the money or they have people that give a sponsorship to give you free to supplement the cost.
And sponsorship is important. We're looking for sponsorship for the radio show.
Yes, we are. Well, we're calling it a show. We're going to work on that. And what other balls are coming
Latex
up?
Ball in August.
That's in New York, right?
New York too. Then you have Dante.
I think I want to go to that. Let's go to
I want to go
ball.
to a latex ball
Let's go. We're
too.
going to go to that.
Dante Balenciaga Ball is in October, Columbus Day weekend. That's
Okay.
here. And then you have the Garcon House Ball, Veterans Day weekend in November in DC.
Can we sponsor a category?
Yes, I'm.
I
got you.
I do believe Dante Balenciaga is throwing a ball at the Howard Theater.
Yes, that's how it did. That's in Columbus Day weekend.
Because I want to be a judge. Because I want to chop somebody.
What day? Do you know what day on Columbus Day weekend that is?
That is going to be that Saturday. Howard Theater.
Oh, that's perfect.
So where can they go to get information on this? On your
So you can go on. There's actually if you
Was there
download
like a
our
group that
app.
should join?
No, there's so many groups, but our app I have a list of all the
Our app?
Our app,
Our
Our Pride.
app.
Excuse me, Our Pride.
Okay.
You can download from Google Store or Google.
Our Pride.
Our Pride, all one
Okay,
word.
okay.
Or from iTunes.
And then what about BB? What is it?
Ballroom Throwbacks.
Ballroom Throwbacks.
Well, they do videos.
Oh, okay. I
They do
thought
videos.
they
Yeah, they don't
okay.
have. They do videos. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, we're gonna wrap up. I wanted to make sure we got all that in. So keep an eye out for what's going on in the ball scene, in the house and the ball scene. We want to thank Shannon for joining us, and we'll bring him back. He has a great column in the May-June issue on some balls that happened in Kentucky.
Yes.
Correct? Was it a
The
blue
blue
ball?
ball. Yeah.
What ball was that?
That was the Back to Basics ball.
Back to Basics ball. Okay, and that was great. That looks like it was great. And all right, and I want to thank the legendary Racine Pendarvis for giving us the Shade fan and making it oh so real.
Oh, wait, Back to Basics is Chicago. I'm sorry.
Back to Basics
is Chicago. Thank you for Back to Basics is Chicago. That is Zolai Muglia.
Yes.
Okay. We got that straight. And you're David. Want to thank you. Congratulations.
Thank
on
you,
the
thank you,
UDC
thank you, thank you.
Student body president. And
Hey,
everyone,
Jakar.
join us next week. I can't remember who the guest is, but we'll be back with. I know Tony Nelson is going to be back with us. And keep an eye out. DC Black Pride. There's so much going on Memorial Day weekend. Make sure you check your calendars. And we hope to see you in the city. So thank you. Check out the issue, and we'll see you next week.
Oh, and if you're interested in sponsorship, just inbox somebody.
That's
inbox
right.
one
Advertising. Just say
inbox one of
advertising
us.
opportunities available. And we'll
Thank
talk
you,
about
Robin. Robin Williams.
That's my aunt.
All
That's my aunt
right.
Robin.
Bye, y'all.
All right,
That
see
was
y'all.
fun.
Listen, vision. DC's #1 recording studio.
Bye.